an older version, and I think it's missing a few components. So if you want to use the lab computers, you will have to go through all of this every single time, just because lab computers will wipe everything clean. So even though you installed it last time, you'll have to install it again this time. Okay, so on Windows, there's a new Grasshopper file called Pick and Place. So download that, please. That. No.
可是我的也变成，还有了。
Okay, so everyone has a computer screen that they can use and then another screen that they can see? Yes? Yes? And that one's got 6, 2, 4, 6. Like that. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Okay, so it's going to be, the logic is simple, but the components is going to be a bit complicated. There's going to be a lot of components, but the logic is super simple. So to start off, we should draw inside Rhino a block that is 20 by 20, and the height is also 20. So it's a perfectly square block, and your unit should be in millimeters. And we'll start off with just one block right now. So in Grasshopper over here, there's this orange bread that has nothing inside. So it's telling you that reference could not be found. So all you have to do is right click on this grep, select set one grep, select your rectangular box or square box. And in theory, this should become a workable program. So if you click on simulation and look at what it does, basically what it does is there's a position on so there's a cutting mat downstairs, and then there's like a calibrated position that you can put a piece of I guess Lego block. It'll come to this position, pick up a Lego block, and then place it to a place that you've defined. And then you can define this location by adjusting this MD slider. So what this MD slider is this surface is where that cutting mat is. And then you can tell through the MD slider, control where to put the block on the cutting mat. So you can just drag this point around, and then it'll just put it somewhere. Obviously, don't put it at the same place where it's going to pick up something, because then you're just going to have trouble. So don't put it here. So try to stay under the bottom half of the MD slider. Yeah. And basically what this program does is, first, the robot will go to, I guess, a home position. So here's the first target. The first target has a home position. And basically it says, come to this home position, and then it has a bunch of commands inside this position. So once it reaches this position, it's going to execute these commands. And the commands basically is, okay, the first thing it does is it pulses a signal to the output 25. And this causes the gripper to open. So first it comes to the safe position, the gripper opens. Then the second command it does is it turns the digital output 27 to true. What that does is it turns on a sensor. On the robot, there's a sensor. So the sensor starts sensing for information. Then the next command that's going to execute is called wait. It's waiting for an input from the sensor. So when the sensor senses something, it will execute the following program. If not, the robot will just stay there and wait until the sensor senses something. So basically what this does is it moves the robot to this position. You can put a Lego block under it, then you can touch a robot, and then the robot would know to start picking up the block. If you don't touch a robot, the robot's going to just wait for your input. So then you have time to put a block at the right position. So once it senses this input, so once you touch a robot, it's going to turn off the sensor. So 27 is a sensor, and here you have a true goes to the not gate, so it turns into false, so it turns off the sensor. So once it senses an input, it turns off the sensor and then does the second target. The second target basically goes down and goes to where the block is, and then it executes the command, wait for 0.2 seconds, then gives a signal of 26. The signal of 26 will close the gripper. So at this point, it should grip your block, your Lego block. Then basically, once it's gripped, it comes back up. So it goes safe position, wait for all the sensor stuff. Once you have the sensor input, it goes down, pick up the block, and then it comes back up. So all of this is tied into one target parameter. So if you want to execute this set of commands, you just have to reconnect this into your program. So then once it picks up, it needs to know where to put your block. So basically, here's the block that you drew in Rhino. It looks for the center of that block. So this is your block. It looks for the center of that block. That's where the robot has already picked up. Because the robot picks up the block using the center of the block. So then you also need to create a safe position for this block. So it's like 5 centimeters above the position that you want to put it down on. So right now you have the center of the block at the position that you want to put it down at, and the center of the block at a higher position that is safe to move to. So these two positions will be orientated to a piece of cutting mat. So you draw at the origin, but then the program will move whatever you draw at the origin onto the cutting mat, so that you don't have to care about the orientation of the cutting mat. So once it's moved to the cutting mat, you see that this is where it's going to come to, go down, drop the Lego block, and then come back up. So in simulation, you're going to see this. The robot will pick up a block, and then it'll come to this position. Oops, what just happened? It'll come to this position, go down, put the block down, and then go back for another block. So over here, you have so in this item, the first one is the safe position, and then the +1, which is the second one that you connected into, is the position that you want to put it at. So first, it will come to this safe position, and it doesn't need any commands. It just moves to this position. Then the second target, it has a command where it tells it, once you move to this position, which is the position that you want to put down the block, once you move to this position, open the gripper. And then it moves back up to a safe position. So if I want to put down multiple blocks, what I can do is draw 2 blocks side by side. Then take, I don't need that, okay, take all of this, copy paste, reference the second block. And then over here, this is basically the order that you want to execute your commands. So the first order is a set of commands where you pick up a block. Then your second set of command, your second command is move to a safe position. And then your third command is move to a position that you want to place it, open your gripper. And then the third command is move back to that safe position on top of the position that you want to place it down. The fourth one is go back to pick up a new block. So it's connected back up here. So go back to pick up a new block, and then you can simply just press plus, and then plug in these in order. So the first one is go to a safe position of the second block, press another plus, place down the block, open the grippers. Next command would be go back up to safe position. So then now if you look at a simulation, it'll come pick up one block, place it down, go back, pick up another block, and put it down. So basically you just have to repeat this as many times as you want to put down blocks. Now obviously these are Lego blocks that can connect to each other, so your blocks don't have to be just one block. You can put it together like this. So maybe one rep is actually 2 blocks, and or maybe one rep is actually, or maybe it's 3 blocks like that. But if your block is not just one block and you have multiple blocks as one, then you will need to adjust your pickup position for each block. Because what it does right now is it picks up only this position, like where the origin is, so your block has to be aligned to the origin at 0, 0, and it picks up this block. So if you have, let's say, 3 blocks like this, and you want to pick up this top block, what you need to do is move. So this is a pickup position. You will need to change it so it comes from this point to this point. So what you would do is take this, so the X direction, the Y direction, and the Z direction. So it goes over to the right 1 block and then up 1 block. So you would do an amplitude of to the right, and then the vector to the right, the amplitude is 20 because each block has, the side length is 20. So if you want to move from this block to this block, you will add a vector of x20. And so you will put a move here, not this move, this move. To the right. So if we do that, and you look at the simulation, okay. So this is the original pickup position. Let's see. Moves to, whoops, X. Other direction. So original pickup direction, and where it picks up, now it picks up to the left of this point. So now if I want to move it up, what I can do is take the same thing, add a Z vector to it, combine the 2 vectors using an addition, plug that into move. And so now this is the original pickup position, and now the robot picks it up to the left and on top. So basically now what you can do is design your own sets of blocks using a 20 by 20 by 20, and then plug that rep into your move commands. And then you can have it, I guess, stack blocks of different shapes. Is that clear? Yes? No? Okay, I think the easiest way for this is if everyone just follow me, and then I'll do like, I'll just walk through the whole workflow and then you can follow along. Okay, so first thing that we should do is draw a block. Right? Okay, so we should draw a block in Rhino at origin 0, 0, 0. That's the first corner of a block. Okay. Okay. Then the other corner of a block would be 20, 20, and the height would be 20. So you get this square block. Okay. Now, for example, I want to assemble, let's say the first one will put down a block, and then I want the same block on top. Let's say I want to do that. I simply want to put 2 blocks on top of each other. Okay. So the first block, I can simply go here, right click. Okay. So the first block, I can simply right click, set one block, select the bottom one. Let me undo all of this. So that would be the first block. So now the program will pick up and place the first block. Now for the second block, you would just copy all of this and then change the breadth to the second block. So now this breadth will reference the second block. Now I can plug all of these commands. Now plugging these commands one by one is slightly time consuming, so what we can do is use a target parameter, put all of these into one, so these commands will be executed as a set, put in here. So if you need to add more to this entwine component, just zoom in, press the plus, and then it'll add another input for you. And then this. So because the first pickup point is the first block, that's fine, but the second pickup point is also the same place, so that's fine. So this would be a simple program that picks and places 2 blocks. Now if I want to have these 2 blocks together, so like when you're 施老师，你这里有那个机密吗？你这里有那个机密吗？我去拿。好。So these blocks can connect together. They're like Lego. So you can build a block that is not just 2 by 2. You can build a block that is 2 by 2 by 4. So for example, if you want to pick and place a block that is like this, you will have 2 blocks that are joined. 2 blocks that are joined together. So for example, you placed 1 block, 2 block, and then the third block that you want to place is one that is 2 of them connected together, and you want to put it on top. Okay, so this would be, let's see, display color. Okay, so each color is a different block. So these 2 blocks are connected together, so it's a block of 2. So you would do basically the same thing. Okay. And then you can reference, because it's not just 1, it's 2 connected, you need to select multiple breadths. Like these 2. So now this one references these 2 breadths. But the problem is when you place this down, the pickup position is slightly higher. right? Because you have 2 blocks. So then you would need to copy all of this whole thing here, okay? And then move this pickup position up. So move the pickup position from this bottom block to the top block. So you will move this one. Okay, you need to move it up. Now the up direction, you should get it from this deconstruct plane component, because the cutting mat is rotated at 30-degree angle inside Rhino. So you have to get your XYZ from this deconstruct plane. So if you want to move it up, you will use an amplitude. The vector is Z, and the amplitude would be 20 because each block is 20. Then you will connect this in. Then this would be your pickup position for your 3rd block, and then this is your place. So this is your 3rd placement position for your 3rd block. So then now if you check your simulation, what we'll do is go, what's this? Go to pickup position, pick up 1 block, place it down, pick up a 2nd block, place it slightly higher. So here, here. I don't know. Okay, so you see that there are 3 points for where the robot should place the blocks. If I can, let's see. First one, 3. So these are 3 positions that robots needs to place. So the first block, it will pick it up, come to this position, put it down. And then it goes to the next block, pick up, and put down the next block. Then it goes to pick up the 3rd block, and it places down the 3rd block. Yeah, so that's basically how you would do this. For every block, you will need this set of commands, and you would simply reference the block. And if your block is more than 1, you will have to change the pickup position by using this move, and then you will get the direction that you move it from here. And then you will simply just plug everything in order into this incline component. Yeah, okay, so you guys can try your own designs, I guess. And then if you have questions, just ask. Yes? Yeah. You missed one step. You missed this one.
So I close it first.
Yeah.
And it said that it needs to be focused.
I mean, you can move it.
No need. Alright. This one?
Yes, that. So just write that into documents. Just drag it into documents. Because of
Okay.
that should solve the problem.这个平面是用手臂去测，都是我那已经放好一颗，然后去抓它，然后都去看那个位置。 把它写一下，这个
他们如果用这个的话，这边会凸起来。我们还是要先这样。
这没关系啊，如果他说用一颗的时候，我会去决定放这样，然后从这边讲，这个。Yeah, so these are the Lego blocks that I was talking about. They're just 20 by 20, and then they're basically like Legos. You can connect them up together, so they can create different forms and shapes. But if you create different forms and shapes, you'll have to tell it which block to pick up from. So that's why you have to move that pickup point. Yeah. And there's a whole bag of this downstairs, so you can basically make any shape you want.
所以你刚刚抓第2颗积木的时候，你刚抓第3颗积木的时候，他的手是抓在中间的，抓在上面的底部的，他是怎么执行？
Oh, okay. Okay, slight adjustment. I made a mistake. So if you have more than one block, you should only reference the block that you want to pick up at, because it's calculating the center of the volume. So if you reference multiple blocks, the pickup position is going to be incorrect. So even if you model multiple blocks, you just need to tell it which block to pick up from. So you simply just set one breadth and select the top block, and that should be the correct path. 哦，问题没有？
没有，暂时没有。因为你还没设定对，你要先画一颗正方形。
这一张也是可以做，你没有看到吗？
为什么？可以再说一次，为什么它是23，是26？
这都是机器上控制器的设定，这都是你直接看机器里面，它跟你说是几号就几号，对。所以它里面有30。看你装的设备啊，然后那一个好像有32个输出吧，然后它都只是刚好插在25号上面，所以我都设定25。如果我今天插12的话，它就会12。
12号。
is fine as long as it's long. You need to press on the simulate because the program doesn't simulate. So if you click the last simulate sim something like this, and you drag it, it will move. Red means it doesn't work.
你不要放太多的音，晚上要睡觉啊。
Because you didn't work for something, you need to create that block.
对，你才是你好家。对齐吗？
对，就是它在这个空间的中间有一个，就是你刚刚说的编号就是可以移动这个走的这个上的位置，但是这个现在没有吸辅助，然后说里面是这一台的。这样子就是没有，你看这个东西，这个，不知道是哪个。全开。全开。哦，这个这个。怎么样？我什么？对，是对。后来还能怎么样？
你刚刚就全开了。没关系的。
这个记忆就是个人的手工的。
然后这是第二个。那第二个我可以去 break 一个。不是你现在在录音上，你就会直接在操作吗？
看一下后面觉得很相似。下地狱。现在 现这个这些材料在这里。
然后把它们就是这个规划就是可以把它拿起来，然后放下。
哦，就是手机也能拿到这个东西这样。
对。
怎么样做才会找到那些东西？你说，找不到那些东西。
下一次。
因为它版本比较旧，如果都是照上其他东西就不太然后不想怎么样，就直接在上面。
然后呢，第三个。
再看一个。
第三个的话，的时候，不行啊，我要变成什么？高能流水上面就高了。
那就到二方面去尝试。
我这样子就有
这个。
到1年就在一起，就是各自好。
那旧的，比方说旧的没有建讲，新的有建讲，
那就用这个技术。
好。然后呢，这里就是有顺序。第一个是把它拿起来。然后这个反正放的对。这第一个是它去它原本的位置。然后第二个就是它把它上升下去。第三个就放它。然后就是照着接1、2、3，它就把这个方块拿起来。然后第4个它就拿到边放这样子。所以每个顺序也不一样。这是1、2、3、4、5、6。好，但是因为在拿第2个的时候，很靠远一点去。那这个往上吗？对啊。怎么了？什么意思？
绿色的点。这个怪怪的。
不要放到这边了。放到这边，然后呢，放进去。
那怎么放？
然后放到这个点，对。好，对，这样子。
刚刚为什么要在这个点下去啊？是啊。
是因为我前面结束吗？还是我不需要那么多个啊？还是我不需要接2次？还是我这边接1次就好？我这边接1次就好。
那这边按右键，也是可以，你直接把它，
烧掉它。
不好意思。
然后，但是呢，要拿这个的时候，因为我现在拿的话，我会算它的中心点。所以当我放进去的时候，我可以看到
你其实还是要拿2个东西啊。
对，那像这种的。所以你为了要把它放到这第一句，就是我会选上面这颗，但是我是提上面这个。
拿的时候是一起，放的时候是上面。
我提的时候是提上面这颗。所以我在放下来，再找到它的位置。如果用原本的算法来说， 用一个向量去调整它。对，是对。
vector
是这样的。
vector point 就是两条。
好，那个。
所以你要给它两个点吧。
你要把它做成一个 vector，就我要给它一个x跟 y， 就要给它一个向，我要给它方向跟一个数字，所以就
So
会
you
就
only
一
need
个
to reference the block that you want the to pick on. You
因
don't
为
need
这
to
样
reference
你要
the
V 跟 A， 你要一直 enter
So if you have a block like this, you want
A,
pick up from here,
yeah.
just reference this block.
but if I
That looks like you reference two blocks.
所以那只是向量，那个是。
这个是已经有向量的，然后要给它数字。
Yeah, so you're
所以
still
我们现在
referencing
是
just
要
the
拿
block.
自己
on the top of, but when we put it, we already
Yeah,
joined it.
very joined.
Okay. And then when we already
然后
assign the graph and then how to
Okay, so
navigate this.
然后那就是向量。
we're gonna do is put the around. And then just connect that to the block.
Okay, so
And then if you need more, just put plots.
and one more. If I only want to take one for example, like this,
然后怎么去
and
把
after
这个
I
基
do
础
this,
点？
I'll take another. Should I make two blocks here or only one but assign it twice?
So when you draw here, you have to place it at
因为它有个平面，所以它要加上这个向量。所以它有一个指令是，然后接这个平面，然后接这个向量。
然后移动这个平面是
对对对对。
Also this is the result?
是吗？
So you have to draw the results
Oh, okay.
of where it is, because these are where to put the blocks. Where it picks up from is defined by this. This is where it picks up from. So if you have two blocks like this, and you want to pick up this top one, you need to move this plane up. So using that Z ground, you move it up much longer.
Oh, so we have to assign it
Copy
two
this.
times.
Yeah.
The original and the result.
If you're always picking up one block from the same place, then you can just keep using the same pickup position. But if you want to pick up one block first, and you want the second one, you want to pick up the second block that looks like this, then you need two of these because the second one has a different pickup position. It's called top, not from top.
Oh, okay. And how about this one? I just randomly but this one
So
is the
this is, there's a cutting mat. There's a mat on the table, and then you can just decide where on that mat you want to place your objects. So that would be your, so whatever you draw here, it gets put here, that's your X, that's your Y.
这个不会是。
but this is the original position or the result.
The result is
The result position. The original position is
the original position, the pickup position.
yeah, the pickup position.
然后呢，我就生出一个新的点。
Oh, there. And what I draw here is the result.
Yes. So you draw results here.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
It leads onto the paper.
Okay.
And then the pickup position is always going to be the same. It's just if you have two blocks, you need to use that.
Okay. Okay, got it. Hey, thank you. Okay. Bye, everyone. Oh, wait. Can the robot match it or just put it?
I'm not sure that you can match it, but it will help.
Oh, okay. 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 Thank you. I really want to get it. One more? One more?
很白痴。
就是人脑的时候，你先画给他这个位置，对好，然后这个就出现了，然后这个就。341。这个要用其他技术。太少了。
哦，OK，他抬高了是，
原本的点就抬高的。
那我可以去测量那个位置是对的吗？
应该是接在这安全位置上，所以我先到这个上面这个安全位置，然后到这里会直行在下面，所以就指引的时候，我先看一下去到看驾照，因为这个点到27号回去，27号开门东西，
你知道这个是什么时候的？
回去，他那个一起赶到的就对，所以你要去找他去拿去拿，如果你没有做到的话，就是然后这个就是要去他们的机构关掉之后，
然后呢，他说呢，这个呢，就是去启动这个机械车，对，这个然后就接在25分钟。
之后它里面有些指引，它说先等你然后确定好
然后这个平面是你可以去调整的，放的那个位置。
那我听到人家演一下，也不是自己
哎，我的手机里面有一个奇异点，
说那个起点，
哦，奇异点是它没办法动，有点像是你，
到不了，
你对，你
永远到不了。
物理线性在那边会产生一个啊，
然后因为我这个启动的点，不管怎么走都是碰不到。
对，跟人跟生就是跟机械。
那就是要尽量远离那个地方。
因为到那个点之后，它就会它在什么位置都可以转，它如果是不稳定的状态。
不知道我要怎么办，知道得了，只是
它疯狂转，它会不稳定。
干嘛？
因为它是一台训练机，然后故意走斜上，故意往直。
哎，你想继续？对不起。然后。
对，它可以就决定它放在哪里，然后不可以超出这个面。好。
练习啊。那我有要控制它的重心在哪里，它有其他力。
方向不用控制，自己想。对啊，这边只了解它的那个位置。哦，它的动作是啥呢？它会存的。应该8人都会存吧？最近不知道。虽然是怎么样？选机械手臂。还是不写这个？看一下。
Do you want to get started?
Dari file penontonnya ada zip.
Oh iya iya.
Itu di ekstrak,
ini上面有提
kamu ini di dulu.
会议的一个
Cek dia, baru buka file.
所以我说你今天假分之口的话，就看你的设计，外面是外面是我还是如果你是要在纸里面装是电子，
或者可以
你得要下去看这个。
没有这个看不到，要这个就是要另外，它有给还有，就是它有给他的。你看它那种可以直接点开的，还有直接拍的，我知道写在这里面，点开。这个是以前，这个就是我们之前安装外挂不是都往这边跑，做的看过。对，是这种知道。这种点穴学的这种。
Right, from the top, right? And then we put the salt in the middle.
Yeah.
So we have to move it. Wait. It's new.
This is the second step.
Oh, okay. So this one. And cancel that.
Yeah.
我手动没有。
哎，
它地方跳开，对，然后也是看到drag it，然后把我跟什么中间，放到啊。
这一个这个是我画完的东西，然后我都画在圆点附近，
不用啊，
放哪都可以。
every brand.
他会帮我。
So just select top one.
他会自动帮我 project 到这边去。
Is it correct?
你都会往上边。
Yeah, why is that?
给他。
Programming program. Ask again.
这是取中心点。
Ask again.
好，懂了，就是
Why?
他先连因为他要先在上方的位置，
对，
然后再到他本身的位置，然后对，
长发是一个向量。
它就是包含了这两个点，那就只是把资料放在一起，然后可以加入性的，就是你这两个可以链接过来，也可以加上门，因为加门你比较好去看，如果你要做的话，就像这样子。后面就是投影，就是我画的地方，然后投到这个平面上，所以你要把那 source 按过去。
没有说。
然后是比较 source 上面去做。那时候说 x y 这张预设就是放在 x y 地方，然后再看 target 到时候
You see it as like fully extended and go confirm.
OK， 对，这确实，我觉得应该是要接近原点嘛，因为它就是世界平面以0为原，000为原点，然后投到这个上来。
就是方块的这个面投影到它新的这个面。
对，这假如我画的是01的，
是它限制的这个框。
对，它就会从这个框的01个画我的点。
哦，好。然后。
Well, if you want to change it to a middle, that would mean
所以呢，它就会从这个框的原点开始计算。我要产生一个一样的平面，就是我换给它，就是
Yeah, you will need to assign goals because when it places something,
然后我就再产生一个一样的图面，产生一
when
个
it
小
places something down, it calculates a center of whatever you have. So originally I thought that everyone would use one block or something, and I
这边
always
的
pick up one single block.
这个
That's why I
这
said
这
if you have multiple blocks, just reference the one that you want to pick up. But now if you want to pick up 2 blocks and you want to pick up from the center, then you have to reference 2 blocks.
But if you have 2 blocks and we want to
所以他们就是原本这个
If you want to move 2 blocks, but you just want to pick up from this one, then you
So
just
it's
need to
okay.
reference that.
包含了一个点，
But if
就这个新的平面是它的超点，
对，所以我画了比较扩张那个新平面。
如果我们设定它要从中间拿的话，那我们还要调它原本一开始的位置，拿的位置。
有，因为哪个位置永远都是校正你要去讲一颗的位置。如果你要去讲的位置，你要去移动它讲的位置去过来，那等于是要讲第二个就过来的。
Okay, remember. So
不然就是说你到时候再放你永远都用同一个假点，可是你放东西的时候你都把它它可能校正一点就在这里，你就把它移过来，然后它就变这样。可是如果高度不一样的时候，你就必须要改。对。然后我要告诉他。
we try to change the pickup position because we want to pick up the upper part. We just change the z by adding
这是一
20.
个点，
Yeah,
我要以这个点为原点的 x
Why
y
is
平面
it 2? Like,
这
why
个
the
点
end supposed
为
to be?
原点的 x y
you don't need to.
哦，only one.
就是它生
You
出
need
来
to.
的
So that
没有
just
这个
means
还是点
you pick it up, place it down, come back for a second piece, and then
它是相
there's nothing there, so it doesn't do anything.
Pick up, place it,
然后再移动。
place it here.
So okay, so
对，它
up
是一个 O。
this one, the one that is double line, that's the full set of pickup commands. So come here, wait for a signal, go down, pick up.
我知道，
that
因
is
为
the
它
not
最
one
后
line.
这个目标
And
是
here,
要
these 3 lines
所以
is
它要先
go to a place that you want to pick up, on the same position. And the second one that's symbolized as go down, open the program. Third one says come back up. And then you have that double line again, so it goes back and pick up new piece.
Oh, so that's why it would actually need all of
就
this.
是
Well, you don't technically use the last
这
one,
个
you
东西
just
是
bring
给
down
我
one
选
piece, right?
你要
But these
你
two
要
are
这个 list
because
里
that
面的
means
哪
you
一个
pick up
点，
one block, put it down, that's like one
这
set
是
of
第一
commands.
个点。
这是第一个，然后
Oh,
它会
okay.
这样子
Oh, so
在上面，
only until.
在这
Yeah,
个
so
点，
you don't
然后
need
放
to
下
repeat
去
the，last one.
然后回来。
Okay.
对啊，
哦，
这
对，
就是第一个条件。
第一个，这是零，对不对？
So,
预算是零。
那他跟他讲一下哦。
huh?
哦。
Oh, yeah. Okay.
对，这个这个看，这是这个，然后再下一个，所以第对，然后放下来到这个位置，
对，抬高放下，在上面。
抬高放下，哦，就拿起，哦，还有3个，
对，这样子。然后接下来就回到原点，回到它那个原本放东西的点。这是啥？
Yeah. That is it.
再走，再走。
Then why we make it one? Just
这是整个。
oh.
然后他刚刚说他是要给他一个感应器，
它是什么文的 sensor 点啊 sensor， 这是一个什么 sensor 什么？
他就是sensor 会去 sensor， 会去，他这个感应器会去感应什么东西。
哎，
我也不知道。
These two is from where?
Yes.
这一串。
那这样子吗？然后至少你听你要问啥？
对啊，这个是这个干。
那这什么？
Yeah, this one.
对啊，
Yeah, this
这
color.
个。
哦，就是一样，就是
Which one?
就给他指定，这都是给他
On
指
the
定。
left.
这是啥？
这个是，这个是那个吧 ，and or 或 not，
So
这
we
是
do
not，
this one also.
什么 not？
或是
last one.
Guess not.
嗯。And or not 是什么意思？
那不是不，
所以只要 true
就不。
就会不。
哦。只要 true 就会不。
所以它这两个一定会相反。true 是 not。true 就 false，false 就 true。
就是给他一个是吗？
嗯。
所以它就是相反的意思吗？
对，反正这两个是不是一定会相反。所以你就用这个控制正反或反正。
哦。好，他们去哪里了？
去到 merge 起来。
这是什么？这个是 data true， 这个是 data。
中间有一个 wait， 等。如果他没有收到东西，就等一下。
他就等你反应到东西。
嗯。
那 data 是他们打开可以用。
这是其实，
然后它是感应它，然后再关起来。
启动等待关闭。
所以启动那我这要干嘛？
这就是不管，反正这个就只是把它们举起来而已。
没有啊，你看它有个它组成的 comment。
哦，
你说这个就是把它们举起来，像现在就是有 data， 这四个。
对，移到这边。
这边。
Oh, the red is X. Okay, so the X, we move it by.
先 press 它，然后做27号。
哦，就是应该27就是一个 sensor 就达到了，然后我要开这个。
所以如果你看等待它直到它是 true。
All right, because
那个
to the right, yeah.
所以这两个是一起，这两个是一起。
Here.
然后把它关掉。就它们把它们组合在一起之后，这个。
Pick up this.
把它们是指定的，那这是什么？
就是给它一个点，这个还是跟刚刚我们那个一样，就是跟我们刚这样子放下去上来的那动作是同一个康功。
是吗？
是的。
哎，真的。这是 create target。
然后它的 plan 是什么的？
它的 plan 是我们定义的吗？
这是自己的，我们原本东西放哪，这个就是。
好。不是吧？这个是远方的
这个是我们原本放哪？
我们原本放这里耶。
不是，我说投影过来之后，所以我画东西都要投影到这个点。
都投影到这里。这个 plan 是固定的，这个是固定的，这个内容是固定的。
可以死亡一点2下。
可是它这个不是这样子啊，它这个是这样子。
这是机器，这是机器手臂就是。
它不会移动。
所以我们一定要把它。
对，它就回到机械手臂放的地方。它自己的平面，真实世界的平面。
对。真实世界。
听起来是什么？那这个是。
So it's supposed to be okay?
为什么不被类似的量
？We make something more. Maybe something J, E, and S. This is right. No more. Making J.
根据你设计的结果去裁切。
但是我应该是要换个方向。我可以转动它吗？
可以啊。
应该 就往旁边去织。
哦，所以这是你的真正的第二颗。
对。哎，刚刚是那个方向。
刚刚是对的。
然后再转回去啊。
可是它。
要转回去啊。
要怎么？
转。
什么东西？
好吧。随便一颗。这边吗？
脚对脚。然后碰一下黑色那里，上面黑色那一区，随便碰一下。
再一次，然后嘞。懂了。
然后。
然后再来应该是，他这样抓不下去哎。
你没有想清楚。
啊。
那你把他那2个脚拆掉啊，然后让他丢下去，看他丢得准，还是你摆好？你摆好。
这边是酸。
你现在是，他会接的。
那你会用冰控那个程序？
我这边目前工程跑起来是不错，真的。
用它跑折起来。
对，这样用这一面这个地方去接是
两面要焊接起来。
那个是用
哦。
然后说他还要回去再抓一个。
没有，我有设定他回去。
小聪明。
耶，我的，历经了无数修正。
恭喜你，这太手动了吧！
我要把它拿走喽。
不是啊，它有这一片。
耶，很不自动的一个。
好，就是这边是上面，你这边是下。
你跟机械手臂合作的作品。
哎，我很懂他哎。
Anyone else have files?
啊？
解决
研究一下那个接头。
谢谢。
因为我们组织考虑到那个这边反面没有这个考虑。
Family giraffe?
Family giraffe. Family giraffe. Ini aku tak panik, aku baru nangis si Ina. Ternyata aku taruh di luar. Aku kayak panik. Makanya sudah matiin komputernya. Filenya hilang semua.
那也要用 folding 去。
好好玩哦，然后跟它。
也是用折的。
好 ，OK。我只能 OK。Because you put a space in it and it doesn't read.
它会出来那个，然后用的打开。
对，用平时又用平头。因为用平头，平头。
应该是他们昨天讨论。
No. Oh, right. Good things you remind me. I almost. Right?
We have a family.
Huh? No. Why?
What did you do? I don't know. You're too fast.
少一句。
Very next piece.
It's a tree.
哎，
装下仪式
好笑。
Do you want to try?
No, it's okay.
什么意思？ Since when? Since when it becomes like?
你画圆点。Oh no.
Oh, so it.
It's too heavy.
他们应该是在里面一个景象。
Tadi rin. So.
And then
Okay. What is oh the tail?
What is Inyapa?
Giraffe.
Giraffe.
Oh.
The head.
This way, right?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
like that.
The good side.
Are you sure?
No. Like this.
Hold on.
Yeah, of course. You got the giraffe. Yeah.
Wild drama in zoo, right? In zoo. Actually in zoo.
Oh.
The
real one? In the forest?
No.
Really?
No.
Savannah kan dia tinggalnya.
Iya, saya kan giraffe.
Nggak ada sih. Oh.
In the tree, maybe.
My phone. Where is it? My phone.
就是握果力不够嘛，所以才要防止胶带。
对，就是算的有点太刚好了。
手臂很快乐，好不好？像什么？
Once I do that, it shouldn't do that. Fun stuff.
Oh, the baby's hurt.
It's okay.
Too thick.
We're looking for help. The hand. Thank you. Wow. The piece is very sturdy.
Yeah.
Okay. I leave you.
And this piece. No, that's something like that. I want to go back here.
The neck.
And where does this go?
45 degree minus 45 degree. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you sure? It doesn't look like it.
Oh no.
They are fighting.
No.
No.
You're so cruel. You killed the mom.
It is murdered.
No.
Another one.
So sad.
哦，都煮。
Last one.
Oh.
90 degrees. There.
Yay.
Wow.
好温馨哦。
3, the last 3, and then we take picture, and then done. Yay. Don't forget to mention me.
Okay.
Yay, done.
好温馨哦。温馨的场景更家人。
Yay. It's finished.
画这些东西，画太快太多。
我画好多东西。
Spinning of
USB?
Zoom.
And zoom, okay. This?
Yeah.
就 所以他问题是那个变成过
学校说会不会请那个？
还要再一次，因为
我先上去把那个好吃。
啊，
进去。
我先配好了，怕老师会那个预警。
可以，
我可以先离开一下吗？
可以啊。
好。应该会吧。
You use the symbol so it doesn't read. Okay.
哦，OK。停止就按一下，它就关机。
一直录就是了。
啊，一直
Just
就
like
好。
that.
它好像很快就没电，是不是？
Did you change your pickup location?
No.
Now it's going to try and pick up that piece, which is going to crash through all of that.
哦。
Okay, so.
Oh.
So this is supposed to go here?
Yeah, this part is maybe here.
Make sure it's done like that.
Yeah.
And this one you want it
Yeah,
here?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Can you hold it here? Hold it.
Mm.
It's supposed to go here?
This part?
This part?
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Too hard. Okay.
Oh, last piece of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to pick up this one?
Yeah, but supposed to be like this.
Like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. Where's over here? Oh, whoops, wrong one. Okay. Next one. This one.
Oh.
Yeah, so you have to rotate this.
Okay.
Yay.
Another fall? Yes? No?
But it's becomes red again.
We can try.
Okay.
USB?
At least something does.
We make it survive.
Where is it?
Blocks.
There's nothing inside.
Huh? No. 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 Iya, kayak pengen gitu ya. Mau beberapa kali. Mau sama Cidik mana? Cidik tuh mau balik mau apa? Apple?
It's 4:30, so those of you that don't want to play with the robot, you're
So what are you studying? Architecture too?
Civil.
No, civil engineering.
Oh, with Andre.
What?
Yes, with namanya Andreas bukan sih?
Siapa sih?
Anak sipil.
What?
You have other friend that went to this class for 1 or 2 meetings and left. Do you know him?
Who?
Andreas, if I'm not mistaken.
Civil engineer?
Huh?
Come from
Civil,
there?
yeah. Yeah, civil. Hey. I'm not sure now. I'm not sure now. Forget it, I'm not sure now.
Is this cat? Is this cat? Really? Digital folding?
Yeah, he came like first meeting or first to 1 second meeting and then he
It's a
never
boy?
come back. Boy, yeah. And he never come back. He never come back.
It's come from civil Indonesia?
Yeah, from Indonesia too.
Come to Indonesia?
Huh?
Oh, his face like
From
the
Indonesia?
Asia or
Asia, yeah, Asia.
Asia. It's not like Europe and the place.
No.
Because I remember I had a.
Oh yeah, I remember. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe.
I think I have 2 boys in first
Yeah.
class. 2 boys.
Mhm.
It's not from architecture.
No. Kamu tahu? Kok aku nggak tahu ya?
From civil engineer.
If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
Because I think the one of the boy he used the rhino to try to practice to make site because he feel professor class maybe is so boring.
Oh,
so
because he already can.
he can play the rhino.
I don't
Is
know.
your bench?
Huh?
Is your bench the same come from
Ah,
Beijing University?
no. Already about maybe 1 semester or 2 semester? 1 semester.
So
Yep.
Oh.
I forget it. Maybe he is not from civil anymore. I forget.
Mm-hmm.
Let's play Jenga.
Mm-hmm. Civil engineering.
Oh really? In your family?
I think it's the same.
Oh yeah, in general.
It's the general, right?
Really? Not yet because we are in investment. Signal in investment.
Tapi dia
Civil engineering.
sekali.
Ya selalu seperti itu kok.
Oh iya.
Terus dia tuh seneng banget saya dia mau jalan.
Where is it?
Oh,
Taiwan? No.
yeah, Taiwan. Where is it?
Emang muter-muter ya sih ya?
Taitung.
Taiwan?
Tapi harusnya diaksesnya. Oh.
Have you tried to travel in Taiwan?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Really?
Before I was in Taiwan.
Oh.
Oh.
Taiwan.
Yeah. Taitung.
Masih workshop.
Award?
Workshop.
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 Oh.
In Shanghai.
Shanghai. Oh.
University?
Shanghai University.
Just see the building like this.
Yeah. Sure.
Yes.
Oh. Itu tempat inisiasi tau gak sih? Teman-temannya Mami berteman sama Mami sama Tawi.
Oh, it's
East
the
of-
So why did it turn red?
It's really
What do you mean by that?
The robot.
Oh, because you kept rotating, and that means it kept rotating this whole thing. So at one point it was coming in from like this side.
the robot came all the way back, and the robot went back. So it's too far.
Oh yeah.
So
So this was 0, 30, 60, and then I put this back to 0 because it's the same thing, right? 90 and 0 is the same thing. So I put this as 0, 30, 60, 0.
Oh, okay.
Only or you really understand? Then after training. No.
博成，你的要用吗？博成，你的要用吗？博成，你的要用吗？你要吗？换你的时间喽。最后一个压手。
USB?
我最后一个压手，帮你录个特写。你要哪个颜色？
你像日本
啊？我不知道你设计的。有没有什么帅哦？可以看一下。
刚刚那个拆掉了，我涂好的。
我不知道哪个是你的，大家都乱玩的，都有人知道哪个是你的。
我也忘记了。
怎么？
So this is your second master in Taiwan?
What?
Second master in Taiwan?
我看一下模型。
Second master? You studied master twice?
I'm trying to process it. No, this is my first master degree.
Uh-huh. 是 what second one？ 他是第二年是 master 是吧？第二学年。
Oh, it's your second year.
Oh no, my first. First year and first semester.
Oh, first semester.
Yeah,
So
first
you
semester.
come to our school is in
Spring.
Spring. Okay, 这边。 February. So you graduated early, then so you're best student in Chicago University? No.
No, but I work first, like 6
Oh,
months and then.
我快 almost covered this in architecture. You got a student almost have work. 快。Any reason?
Maybe just change their mind.
Change. Just go to travel in Taiwan.
Or just wait for the right season to come.
Yeah.
Season to come?
Yeah, wait for the right season because spring is
Yeah.
nicer.
Okay.
So that I don't have to suffer.
We came when everything is cold.
But we skip the winter.
Indonesia no season, right? Only rainy
Yeah, rainy and
summer. Or dry season.
Dry and wet climate.
So we not go in Taiwan. No, we not go in Taiwan.
你知道讲这一科吗？你假装这样的话，
啊，
你不是先这一颗，然后上面要放2颗吗？
对，所以它要放
这样吗？
一颗，
你夹的是哪一颗？是人点这一颗吧？
对啊，
哦，这应该是
要这样。
这样。
So you come to New Zealand. You can get the charge from our school.
Yeah, so
can get a full scholarship.
Oh.
太重了。
Because we have some junior students. This can come from Peking University and the secondary department, and they cannot get the full scholarship because the
记得这一个他会转这样90度下来放。
bench 就是how to say 就是 senior student take all the full scholarship have use empathy. Just some I don't know how to explain use English.
You mean that bye. When to meet again? Yeah.
这有办法。
Either
Damn.
Thursday in the bureau? Yeah.
这天2课吧。
Okay. Okay.
然后回去再
Bye.
放那个。
Just because the scholarship, the number of the
可以
scholarship.
啊，我就弄一个出来。
His senior student take a lot of
你说我们2个做一个。
amount.
一定可以的。
Full scholarship in the spring.
But then next
Next
semester they can get
they
the
can
whole.
they want to graduate.
可能可以。
Maybe because
Sometimes.
civil engineering have more students.
Yeah.
It's harder in
Yeah, I think so. My brother also cannot get the
可以直接去那个露天嘛，露天有一整
他不是有那
个。
个套子。
The professor maybe will get
露天。
露天拍卖。
because maybe you are teacher or is always similar.
马路旁边
He is a he is a postcard. Well, professor will not give it extra.
有那种就是一早 set 一个套子的。
So you're in
哦，你说就像
他都已经割好了，然后你直接弄好的板子，有孔装组装好的。
那这样还算做一个？
Have you instructed?
那做钢弹模型算是做一个钢弹模型。
哦，组一个钢弹模型。
对啊。
所以我们可以组一台机械手臂。
那我们就直接。
我们自己组感觉很多地方会叫我不了。
到时候就觉得那边没有人碰。
永远地方会大。
Where's the black? Why you took all the black and the yellow? I forgot about for the green.
那脚力不够，所以它推不下去。
嗯哼。第3个。
我这样拍到。我现在就是放着，我就没知道了。
拿得起。
里面有用蓝色和绿色去。
哦。都放进。好像。对啊，不好做。
这个在发生什么事情？
成功了。
所以它会掉下去。
哦。因为你下面有那个吧？
因为它脚力不够，所以它推不进去。
哦。
kamu beli sekarang berapa?
好可爱。
这做好了。
哦，
对啊。 4层，3层。
所以你有一种。
哦。Iya, mau titip satu. Ada mau yang luar拍吗？结束。